coming today. We're here today in the month of May where we celebrate and honor a lot of our veterans who served our country. Over the past few months, my honor-binding classmates and I have had the opportunity to meet several World War II veterans and hear their stories. As you probably are aware, there are fewer and fewer of these brave men who are left to tell their memories. The men that we have here today were committed to the ultimate public service, to lay their lives on the line in protection of our cherished freedoms. These two men served our country when we needed them most, and we have brought them here today to share some of their experiences with you from their time of service. But before we get to our veterans, we have another person here today that knows a thing or two about public service, Representative Gonzalez. She's also a graduate of Otterbein University, and she serves in the House of Representatives as the voice of Westerville. So at this time, I'd like to invite Representative Gonzalez to take the podium.
Thank you. Wow, it's a great pleasure to be here today, especially in front of and with my fellow Cardinal colleagues. I consider it a great privilege to be standing alongside Captain Robert Brown and Sergeant Pito. There you are, right there. Both wore the uniforms of the United States during World War II. So in your media kits today, you will find more information about both of these men. And Captain Arnn flew over 100 missions over the Himalayas, and Sergeant Pito served nearly 3 years in the Pacific Theater combat and was one of only 24 survivors out of the initial 200 troops who stormed a key island in the Pacific. As the sole survivors today from their platoons, they are here representing an entire demographic of our country that our children look up to as adults we respect and admire. Regardless of age, we are all in their debt. This is especially true in Ohio, where we have the 6th largest veteran population in the United States, with an estimated 900,000 veterans living within our borders, and out of those, nearly 650,000 are actual combat veterans. In holding with the tradition of recognizing the service of our men and women of the armed forces, the Ohio legislature has passed a series of resolutions and bills in the recent past. We have dedicated roads and highways to the memory of our fallen warriors. Most recently, we presented a resolution recognizing a month as the month of a military child. Tomorrow afternoon, the Committee on Military and Veterans Affairs, chaired by Representative Terry Johnson, will be hearing testimony on a bill that I've sponsored with Representative Rutherford, and it's House Bill 98. This legislation will allow state licensing agencies to consider a veteran's skill set when they apply for a license, as well as grant special extensions to members of the Reserve and National Guard whose licenses expire while they were mobilized. With Iraq only recently behind us and the war in Afghanistan moving towards a withdrawal next year, we will have service members returning home and returning to the civilian workforce. The skills our veterans hold are critical to our workforce development goals, and we owe it to these men and women to remove as many obstacles as possible when it comes time to transition back into not only civilian life, but civilian employment. In Ohio, our boards and agency administer or issue 66 profession-related licenses and certificates. Out of these, the military has 47 primary specialties and occupations that are closely related and could potentially lead to expedited licenses upon application when a soldier returns home. Other states have already pursued similar laws, targeting at least one military profession, and these include Kansas, South Carolina, North Carolina, Colorado, Florida, Hawaii, Idaho, Illinois, Indiana, Kentucky, and New Jersey. And there's many more. Upon passage of the legislature and a signature from Governor Kasich, House Bill 98 will be one of the most comprehensive veteran workforce support laws in the country. And I'd like to acknowledge the communication class from Otterbein University who are here today, along with your professor, Dan Steinberg. They are responsible for the organization of this press conference and recognizing the special need of young people to identify and honor those who have fought for and defended their freedoms. And it's my understanding you're here today in lieu of a final exam. Is that correct? Look at all the smiles. Yeah. We love our professor. having to get out of class early. So Professor Steinberg, I just want you to know, as an Otterbein student, I really appreciated it when a professor let us out early of class, okay? Just giving you a heads up, you know. So I sincerely hope these students have the opportunity to continue communicating such a worthy cause in the future. With Memorial Day, Armed Forces Day, celebrating VE Day, all taking place this month, we are proud of supporting all generations and faces of our military. From World War II to Afghanistan, we proudly renew our commitment to Ohio's finest. Captain Arnn and Sergeant Pito, thank you for your service. Thank you for joining us here today. And I look forward to you sharing your story with us.